Hey guys, MTG Desc for Fun here, and we're going to talk about my favorite format, which is Commander. So Commander has always been my favorite format, and it's been the format that I pretty much play, and I focused a lot about Commander on this channel. And I'm hoping to focus a little bit more on it because it's something that I enjoy, and it seems like you guys really enjoy it too. So a couple years back, I made this little series called Commander How-To kind of thing, and I think it was 4 parts. I went over the banned list and how to play and what exactly Commander is, and I'm going to redo it now because I've been playing Commander since about 2011, and I know a lot more about it, and I know a lot more how different things work, and I know a lot more how, well, everything works, and I want to bestow my knowledge onto you. So, we're going to go over the basics. What exactly is Commander? Is an interesting question. So Commander is it's called a singleton format, and a singleton format means you can have one of each card with the exception of basic lands. So you also start off with 40 life if you're playing multiplayer, and Commander's another really unique thing because you can play more than 2 people at a time. So you can have as many people as you want. Once you get up to 6 or more, it usually gets a little chaotic. So what is a Commander exactly? And why is Commander any different than, like, say, Standard or Vintage or Legacy? Well, the main difference is, A, you have a 99 card deck. No, not that kind of deck. That kind of deck. And you also have 1 Commander. And a Commander is a legendary creature of your choice. So you could play any legendary creature in Magic, and you can also, now, thanks to Ixalan, play Planeswalkers as your commanders. Now, the Wizards kind of experimented with that back with the last Commander product. No, I'm sorry, not the last Commander product. 2 years back, they released legendary Planeswalkers as the commanders. And now you can play all the Planeswalkers as your commanders, which I thought is really cool. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Jace the Mind Sculptors, which makes me cringe a little bit, but, you know, we won't go there. So, like I said before, your deck is 100 cards, including your commander. So you have a legendary creature at the head of your deck, and you have 99 other cards. And like I said before, you can only have 1 copy of any single card, with the exception of basic lands. And all cards must be in the color identity of the commander. So, color identity. Color identity is something really, really unique. So, let's look at Riz the Exiled. So he has green in his mana cost, right? You would think that his color identity would be green, but then if you look down in his text box, he has a black mana symbol in one of his activation costs, which means he is a green and black commander. So you can play green and black cards in a deck like that. And then there's special cards like Archangel Avacyn, which starts off as a white creature, and then it flips over to a red creature. And the way to tell what the color identity of a flip card is on the back, it'll have a little tiny circle with a color filled in. And Archangel Avacyn starts out as white, and then when it transforms, it becomes a red creature. Which means if you played Archangel Avacyn as your legendary creature, you could have a red and a white deck. And you can't have any other colors in. So you can play just red and white, or if you played Riz the Exiled, you can play green and black. So when you're making a commander deck, pay very close attention to the little mana symbols in the text box, because that can mess with some people sometimes, and it catches a lot of people off guard. With another example would be General Tazri. So General Tazri has all 5 mana symbols in his text box, so he's a 5-color commander, even though he's a white creature. So commanders don't actually start in your deck. They start in the command zone. So it's where your commander sits during the game. It's face up in a special area, wherever you want to put it, on your playmat or on the table, called the command zone. It can be cast from the command zone for its normal mana cost, plus an additional 2 mana for each time it's been cast from the command zone this game. So if your commander gets destroyed or exiled or put into your library or anything like that, it gets sent back to the command zone, and then you have to pay an extra 2. It doesn't have to go back to the command zone, I guess, if it dies or if it goes to the graveyard. You can choose to leave it in your graveyard, and some people like to do that. I don't know. If you're playing a reanimated strategy, I guess it's okay. And then every time you cast it, it would cost 2 more, like I said before. So let's go back to Rune. So Rune of the Hidden Realm is a 4/4 for 5, green, white, and blue, and 2 colorless legendary creature. So you can play him as your commander, and then you can have green, white, and blue cards in your deck. So he costs 5 to come out the first time, and then if he gets put into the graveyard, he gets exiled, he gets put in your library, he goes back to the command zone, and to play him again, you have to pay an extra 2 colorless. So he would cost 7 instead of 5, and then if he died again, you would have to pay 9 instead of 5. So that's the really unique thing about Commander is, A, you have 99 cards, B, you can only have 1 of each card, with the exception of basic lands, and C, you have to have a legendary creature at the helm. So that's, I know that's probably a lot to process, but it's really, really fun. So now, let's talk about Commander damage. So Commander damage is another unique thing that's in Commander alone, where you can kill somebody by doing a certain amount of damage with the legendary creature that you built your deck around. So the threshold for that is 21. If you deal 21 points of damage to somebody, they just lose with your commander. So with Rune, you would have to hit them 6 times, I think. I'm not very good at math, but 6 times in order to kill them. Unless you could find a way to pump him or do something like that, because you would be dealing 24 damage. So that's another way to win in a game of Commander. Now, 1 of each card, so you can only have 1 of each individual card. You cannot have more than 1, with the exception of basic lands, so swamps, islands, plains, mountains, and forests. You can have multiples of those, but you can only have 1 of every other card in your deck. And they have to be in your color identity. So to recap, a commander is a legendary creature that you put at the head of your deck. Your deck can only contain the colors that your commander has color identity for. You can only have 1 of every card. You have to have 99 cards in your deck exactly. You can kill somebody by dealing 21 commander damage, and your commander starts in the command zone, and every time he dies, he costs 2 more mana to play. So that's the end of part number 1. Part number 2 is going to consist of a couple other things. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook, Reddit. Share it wherever you want to share it. It really, really helps me out, and I really appreciate all the support that I've been getting so far. I'll see you in the next video, guys.